Why do we need grace to grow in our personal development, in life? Grace is a wonderful thing. And it's part of the reason that I started this business of graceful warrior coaching, because we can be warriors. We can be the warrior queens or kings that we need to be, but we also have to have that grace. We have to have that humility. We have to have the forgiveness in our lives. When we're growing, we have to be aware. When we're looking back at things that might have been a bad situation when we were growing up, or even in our adult lives, we made a wrong decision. We made a choice that didn't fit within our goals at the moment, or just circumstances created a situation where we just had to take the lesser of two evils. That's where grace comes in. That's where the understanding that when something goes wrong, it's not the end. It is not something that is going to cause us to stop, because we can make a better decision the very next time. And that's where discipline, persistence comes in after we've taken a moment of grace and said, well, what did I learn about that situation? What is going to help me in the future be a better person? How can I not get in this situation again and run my life a lot smoother? As we go through life, we set goals. We set ourselves daily tasks. And some days we just don't get it all done. And that's when grace comes in. So grace comes in almost every single day. And then there's days when we're flying and it just seems like everything's going right. And yet we sleep and we get up the next day and the next day might not be as well. And some of it is just the way we pre-farm our day. Because if we know it's going to be busy, now I always know my Mondays are busy. Because I have masterminds and I have this and I have some other things that I like to do. And I could come in today, oh my gosh, it's going to be a long day. I've got so much to do. When am I going to have time to just, chill or eat or do whatever? And then you realize you're walking into your day already creating something that might not happen. So I love waking up in the morning and going, I have all of the time in the world to get done what I need to get done, no matter what my choices are for the day. Because I have built into my schedule some time in between all of the stuff that I do. So that way, if I'm running long or I need to do something that pops up unexpectedly, because Mondays is just catch-up day, right? It's a day that I specifically set up for email catch-up, catching up on stuff that I just did not get done over the weekend because I took time off. That's having grace right there, is being able to say, okay, the weekend's mine. If I decide to do something for work, then okay. Though it's not required on the weekends, because that's my time. That's family time. That's time to run errands, time to do housekeeping, stuff like that. That's where you also need to look at your schedule. Are you scheduling your time with your family? I know a lot of people that say, oh my gosh, my family is number one priority, yet they're never on their schedule. They're never there. So that tells me that they're really not number one. I know for me personally, self-care is number one on my priority. That sucker gets scheduled. It's literally on my schedule every night at 8 o'clock. That's my time to chat, work, catch up on stuff if I want to, or just chill for 2 hours. That's my time. Sometimes family time encroaches on that, but that's okay. Just depends on what his schedule is and my schedule is and everything that's working. It works for me. I make sure I have time every day for myself. Then I add in family time. Then I add in work time. Then I add in my social time and everything else. I make sure my number one priority, which for me is self-care, is scheduled first. Then the second, which is family time. Then the third, which is work time for me. And all the other stuff that I need to do for the business, clients, or anything like that. You have to have grace within that schedule as well. Don't make it so tight that it's inflexible. You need a flexible schedule. That's the beauty of grace. Being able to forgive ourselves for a decision, learn from it, move on. And don't let it be an obstacle. Don't let it grow into a fear of, oh my gosh, if I did this once, I'm going to do it again. How many times have people stopped 3 feet from gold or diamonds or whatever they're working towards because they made a mistake and they just didn't learn from it, or they let it stop them because, if it's going to happen, it's just going to keep happening. And it's not. It's all about the stories we tell ourselves. And grace, after having our conscious awareness, allows us to go, okay, I didn't know better then. I know better now. And now I'm going to do better. We are always growing. And if we're not growing, sad to say, we're dying. We need to be growing. Even if it's just a little bit each day, that compound effect builds every day. We build our self-confidence and self-trust and self-respect every day when we have grace. Grace is a beautiful thing. And when we're graceful under pressure, our warrior can shine. We can conquer those obstacles. We can let the fear slip away. Because fear is an illusion that we make up in our head. Something we worry about becomes a fear. And that fear can stop us. And we don't want that. So live your life with grace, gratitude, thankfulness for all of the lessons that we've learned up to this point. And the deeper we can go and the faster we can bring those doubts, fears, negative beliefs, and all of that stuff into the light, the faster we grow. I had an awesome conversation pretty much throughout the entire weekend with a friend of mine because we are working together to release weight because we're holding each other accountable. What are we eating? What are we not eating? We're looking at the psychology behind all of that so we can live our best life through our health. Because if we have our health, it's great. But we also have to have grace for those times when we go, I didn't eat what I should have. I gave in. And I went in with that craving because I know I did this morning. I'm in this nice buffer zone where we're supposed to experiment. We're supposed to see how food hangs up with us. Giving myself grace to say it's okay. I'm learning more and more every time. It's like, that is so not for me. It's not what my body needs. I need to do better. That's how I build the discipline. That's how I build the persistence to say, okay, this is my goal. This is my why. This is where I want to be. This isn't helping. And we're able to let those things go. That's just a simple example. We can do it in every area of our life. Our field, our finances, our fitness, our fun, our family, our friends, our faith. all of those areas, we can have grace within. And we're going to grow exponentially because of it. Because if we're continuing to have a pity party or beat ourselves up, it doesn't do us any good. So this week, have some grace. If something happens that didn't go your way, learn from it. Be grateful for it. Be thankful for it. Give yourself a little grace and forgiveness and move on. Because that's what I want for you. I want you to grow this week exponentially each day. Become the warrior queen I know you're meant to be, or warrior king, for my gentlemen watching this. We all need to have grace. All right. I'll see you guys on Friday.